Okay, let's move on a bit. A quick idea is how do we connect any new concept that comes in to the child. So there is a typical kind of process that we go through. For example, the question is, how do I tell the child something is red? So new information comes. Either I have to create some image and information or give some exposure to the child, or I have to connect it with some existing knowledge, and most of the time we connect it with the existing knowledge and extend it forward. How can I tell what is red? Absolutely, there is no way I can tell what is red. I can't tell it's a frequency which has this much nanometer of the length, or etc. etc. No, I can't. So I have to show her something. You see, this is red, and this is not red. Yeah, this is also red, and this is red. Yes, this is red. This is red. Now if the next thing comes in and this is red or not red, the child has discovered the pattern. No, this is something red. Okay, then what about this? No, this is not red. So that is one way how we do, right? That we connect with her existing knowledge and move forward, right? And the next thing we talk about is, are these things same? Yeah, looks like the same. What about this? And child can say, oh yeah, but maybe same, maybe not. In some way same, in some way not. By colors same, and by shape same, but color not. So we start making those similarities. It's a similar, no, it does not belong to this family, this is not a friend of this, and different. So this sort of construct starts coming up. Similar, different, identical, belongs to this family or not belongs to this family, let's call it. And then comes another way, and that is where we say, try to put other mathematical concept as well, like let me put few things over it. Okay, these are few things, and are they equal, or they similar in what way, or something is smaller, something is bigger, and they can start comparing, and we see, oh, this is smaller, but oh, this is bigger, this is bigger than this. So some sense of that, say one property, that this is a bigger and this is a smaller, sort of. So we start playing with the properties of the things in terms of similarities, and then we kind of start sorting them in that order. And another thing that we play with is, okay, let's say we have more of these sort. They are different. These are red, these are white. Okay, we make two different families, and we start deducing out of it which one is the bigger family, has more people in it or more objects in it or something. This is more and this is few, and this is one and this is not one, kind of a concept we also do. And we also start doing things like, okay, let's take the biggest one up on one side, and the smaller and the smaller and the smaller and the smaller and the smallest, right? And this sort of thing. We start comparing sizes of the things. Which one, which family has more numbers? Oh, we can make friends, we can make friends, we can make friends. Oh, this family couldn't find friends. So the family of white is more, the family of red is less. So this is a typical way in which we develop different concepts about anything. This is animal or not, this is living or not, this is red or not, and this is red. Initially about the objects, and later we use the same concept with the sound. It starts with b or starts with b. It starts with b or not, and what is the odd man out and what is different. So we have named these things just for the sake of it, and the name of these things is, we call it, let's say in terms of color, we were saying matching. So we match things with the existing concept and try to, and we sort of from these, if we have to take the red out, we sort things. And the way we had ordered this, we order things in a particular fashion. Sort things, taking a certain, similar kind of family out of it and make a different grouping out of it and make a different family out of it. And what else we do? We start making friends. Okay, this friends with this friends with this, and we start comparing with them. So we start kind of pairing or making friends. We start putting them small to large. We start putting them thin to thick. So matching, sorting, pairing, ordering, these are the typical things we keep doing. And you see, in this particular process, what comes natural is we connect to the existing concept. Another thing that comes natural is sort of patterning. They start learning about the pattern, and they start making patterns. Red and white and red. What comes next? They might not be able to, but then you put more. What comes next? They will be able to see, oh, this comes next. It's red and white and red and white and red and white. So this patterns are, and actually the attributes that we said, this is red and this is red, and we matched it, that was also a sort of pattern. We learn from patterns and stories. So this is, these concepts that we just discussed are called concept formation. We will be using everywhere across, in all throughout our domains. And one thing that comes out of it is that we start making, and we have as a human habit of this, that we start making families which we call sets and groups. And sometimes this is a weakness. We start labeling children also. Oh, this is sort of a slow child. And then it's labeled, done, finished. We shouldn't do that mistake. I tried to kind of convey it earlier. In one set, there are differences within a set, and there are similarities across the set. We should not ignore it. Every child is different. That's one part. So in that connection, let's take anything, like our yesterday's example was camel. So let a camel be our friend in this session, and okay, this is the camel. The camel has a lot of dimensions to talk about, right? We can talk about what things about a camel. We can talk about camel's name. Yeah, it's camel. The sound is camel. We know it's an animal. We'll talk about it belongs to animal family. If we're making families, which family we will put it in? Obviously, animal family. And we can say, what does it do? Yeah, what does it eat? Okay, it gives us food as well. It takes transport as well, right? And then we can also say what are the physical things about it. How much does it weigh? Can I make friends with it? How long it lives? I remember our children, for the first time when they bought a cat, they got it from somewhere. And after few days, they had a sort of, they were so associated with the cat that, how long will it live? And then they went to Google and found out, no, it's 7 years. So double clicking everything, that's important. How long it lives, its longevity, right? So all these dimensions, the point to convey is, it's all belonging to the same camel. The knowledge is that well connected. We can, in our jargon, differentiate and call it, okay, now I am talking about biology and anatomy, and I am talking about social system, and I'm talking about economic system, and I'm talking about the mathematics. So this biology or social and economics and business and mathematics, they are all connected on that. That connection we should never forget about. And when the child sees it, oh yeah, I also eat it, I take its milk, and I enjoy being friends with it. So this is where we are, and the child is, he starts making connection with it. When you talk different dimensions of it. If you talk only, this is the camera, finished. We are not there to tell them words. We are there to help them learn meanings, not the word. Word, knowledge, right? So that's very important thing. Vocabulary also works like this. Vocabulary has these kind of buckets. One bucket is science and technology bucket. One bucket is business and economics and these things. One bucket is something about the language and the feelings and the sociology and linguistics and all those things and emotions. And maybe one bucket is these maths, etc., and philosophy. And there has to be something in each bucket to have a good balanced vocabulary at the end. And the more we have in this bucket, the more we can better articulate our concepts. That we must not understand. When we are talking about one dimension, it's like talking about one dimension. One dimension, just to convey the concept, for example, I put something here without showing you, maybe it's difficult. Okay, like this. Can you decipher what is it? No, you can't. But if I change it, you can find out, oh, from this, it looks like a roller, or it looks like something. So everybody is looking at this roller or this object from a different dimension, and we make different images of that. This guy is looking at this, and this guy is looking both sides of it, and this guy is looking these dimensions of this. So these are all different dimensions of the same, which is the holistic concept. So we sometimes tell about the parts and lose the whole. So whole to parts and parts which make the whole, this to and fro, things should be done very frequently. Let me put it in this way, that when we talk small things, the parts, or let's say micro, or nano and femto, and to macro and meta, this to and fro creates connections. And if the time is here, what came before and what came after, how the camel looked like before, when were they domesticated, how are we doing with them, what categories are going to be extinct, because everything has a time dimension. 99% of the species which came on this planet could not live. So this planet is so life unfriendly, right? So where did it come from, and where did we come from? So all these connections of the time, and this is the connection of space, how much space is covered. So on this time space dimension, I am sitting somewhere as a person, so I should be able to see that connection in the scheme of things. Otherwise, I don't understand its dimensions, and I don't connect it. Now, in all this 10 minutes that we did, what exactly helped us? One, yes, we should do things by matching, by sorting, by ordering, by pairing. And there is one mischief in it, we will talk in the next. Only one thing, a picture. If we have a picture, we have limitations that if I have to show bird migrations, it's not always possible for me to take them to Atlantic and etc. No, I can show them a movie. So picture is very important. I feel if we have a good library of pictures, just pictures, labeled nothing, just pictures, And if our teacher has a little bit of a skill of drawing, lots of things are covered, and we start enjoying this process. Children also start enjoying this process. So this is all about these questioning. The picture library, and a library of all junks. Actually, in an art center, if you have been to any artist or a painter or any that sort of a guy hobbyist, in their store, nothing is junk. They keep everything. They keep even empties. They keep things like this. They keep things like which the girls have thrown away. They keep everything over there in a corner. So if there is that kind of a store, let me call it a toy library in the school, where we can collect from the shops, from the factories, from the parents, from ourselves, everything that is, even empty baskets and empty shoe boxes, because we can play with them. We can make a lot of fun with them. So I feel the limitations are only here in our head. You can always say I should have a multimedia library and I should have a Google access. No, it's not required. All you need to do is skill yourself, have an ability to draw, smile, connect to the child, and that's all. Thank you very much.